Hey guys, so I'm making this video about some things that like piss me off and then what really pissed me off tonight. I do want to start by saying that I feel like my mental health is like faltering right now. I want to say it's because like back to work anxiety, but also I feel like a little clutter right now. Like I throw things away, but I always need new things. Especially as a performer, I like to switch my outfits, which I need to stop doing. Like I'm not rich and famous yet. Number one though. Oh, also, first time seeing me, I have ADHD. I have anxiety, depression, insomnia, panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I've been pretty cool lately, but I really think it's like back to work anxiety. Then I'm traveling in the morning, then I have all these shows. I also think that I'm overwhelmed. Number one, I hate how microphones smell after I perform because why do you smell like sweaty breath? Like, absolutely disgusting. Number two, like my social anxiety is not as bad as it was at like the end of the pandemic, but like the spot that I was at last night when I got there, it was pretty empty. When it was time to perform, it was like pretty full, and I'm just looking around like, why are all these like people here? Number three, I already spoke about mental health, but like I hate the thing that bothers me right now, which is good for music actually, because I have all these ideas, so much is happening in my head, but like I had writer's block. When I have writer's block, on one hand, on the other hand is like when I'm severely depressed and I feel like numb, I feel nothing at all. No words, no nothing come into my head, right? My nose is so shiny. So right now, my thoughts are like, and it's so much that is overwhelming because I can't say them all at one time and I can't get them all out at one time. And then I start having like 10 conversations in one, which I hate because when I notice I do it, it makes me feel bad. And I'm like, wow, I know I have mental health that I go through, but then it's just like, well, now everyone can see it. And before I wasn't embarrassed about things. Now I'm low-key embarrassed about things. Like I think it's kind of weird and crazy that I'm like this. What I came to say today is that, so my performance is cool. Check it out on Instagram. It's one of the live reels. And so I get up stage and this guy walks up to me, asks me for my information. By the way, I performed Do It and I performed rubbernecking. So he walks up to me, he asks me for my information. And then I have papers with QRs, I have cards with QRs. I try to give him the paper with the QR. And he's like, oh, tap my phone. I'm like, okay, that's simple. So he actually, when he said tap his phone, I didn't know what was on his phone at first. He kept tapping my phone. So I'm just like, why are you tapping my phone? Like, because I didn't see a little dot thing or whatever. Turns out he had one. So then it opens up on my internet, but I can't like tap it to go to the next screen, which is gonna be Instagram, because it came up like those link tree things, like you could click on whichever way you wanted to go. So I'm trying to click on Instagram and it won't open. So then he starts talking about how he said that he hacked the Pentagon, and then he was starting talking about like cell wall towers or something where like block connectivity. So and he did like this with his hand. So I looked up, and then I told him in the mix of that, I told him to put his information into into Instagram to find himself. And then he's like, can I get your number? I say no. So then I guess I didn't see when he started. Maybe he just did it really fast. Maybe I'm looking up at the fucking whatever he put his hand up for. But he's like, he put his number in my phone after I told him no. And then he called himself so that he can have my number. And I'm just so fucking pissed off. And then I said to him, I was just like, that's not what I told you to do. Why would you do that? He's like, oh, well, it doesn't work. You can't call me anyway. You're a fucking asshole. If the shit doesn't work, why the fuck would you do it in the first place? You're fucking lying to me. And I got so pissed off. And I have on nails. This is a part of the reason I don't like wearing nails, because I feel like I'm not armed. Like, I don't have my fist. I want to take the nails off so I can have fists. But then as a female rapper, I like the look. I also went to nail tech school. I love nails. Like, I like how they look, everything. But I feel like in order to protect myself, I cannot have nails. I was so pissed off. I left the event. I told the guy who was in charge of the event, I'm like, yo, X, Y, and Z happened. He apologized. I feel like I want a new phone now, because I don't know what the fuck you did or, like, your intention was. Like, it just feels like negative energy.